getting Piper back to me was just, I got my identity back. Piper was that person that I always hoped I could be, and I hope that like when I know there's a lot of kids who are bigger kids or maybe get picked on and stuff like that, I hope that when they see Piper, she makes them feel like they can stand up for themselves as well.
I'm a champion.
Nice segue into our next guest. I've just seen Piper Niven is over there. Come on down. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Come in here, watch the cables, go under there. There you go.
Hello, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you mind putting those headphones
Not at
on?
all.
And then, obviously it's quite loud in here, so if you could just talk as close as you can to the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Brilliant.
Yeah, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Piper Niven, welcome to Gorilla Position.
How's it going? Good to
Very
see you,
well,
good to
very
be
well.
here.
Good to see you too. What are you doing here at WWE World? Have you got fan meet and greet commitments? Is that what this is?
No, Tegan Knox had an appearance, and I had an appearance yesterday, and I enjoyed all the sick merch so much that I went, I want merch. And so I tagged along with her and went and bought myself some cool threads.
What did you buy? What's your merch of choice?
So I really wanted, they had these really cool varsity looking jackets that look so sweet, and green's my favourite colour, particularly that shade of green. So I tried to get that, but I think we're sold out. But I did get a really sick football jersey, and Teagues wanted a baseball jersey, so she got one, and got some things for friends and family, things like that.
Nice. And so how has this weekend been for you? Like, obviously you weren't on the card,
Yeah.
but, is this still a really special weekend for you?
Who wants to see my gross hand? I broke my hand.
Oh!
I had training, trying to be a better performer. So obviously the universe was like, no, you're too good.
Oh, no. I think that's probably what
It was
happened.
like, hey bro, you can't, come on, you've got to give everybody else a chance. So broke my hand, unfortunately, and it still looks gnarly.
Wow. Wait,
yeah.
so, sorry, when did this happen?
This happened the 7th of February. So
okay.
just over 2 months. Just over 2 months, but it's getting a lot better. So, and now I have this gnarly little bone callus that I can't wait to backfist people with. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for this. I'm sorry, I've forgotten the original question. Yes, Meg.
So have I. You've just shown me your extraordinary hand. But presumably an injury like that means you're not cleared, right?
Not as of just yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I've been, honestly, I feel like this was kind of necessary. Like, I've never broken a bone, or I really had, like, I've been ill before, especially with COVID and stuff, but I've never had any, like, real injury. And I kind of feel like this was a very necessary learning experience for me. And so I have been, even though I've been injured with a broken bone and rehabbing that and everything that comes with that, I have been doing so much work, like inner work, ring work, learning about myself, my profession, and honestly I really think this was a necessary setback to be better as a performer. So I'm very, very excited to show everyone that when I get back.
When you say necessary, so when we do get that eventual Piper Niven return to TV, is it almost like a reset of the character?
Yes, I think so. Or maybe a better understanding of the character and better understanding of myself. And really I feel like when you are more comfortable and confident in yourself, then it will be easily transferable in the ring and for everybody else to see.
Doudrop, talk to me.
How dare you? I was having such a nice weekend.
Why? I mean, we don't need to go into the why, but I guess a better question is, how did it feel to get Piper Niven back? How did that conversation go? Was it a relief? Was this coming from Triple H, this
Yes.
change back to Piper?
So it was very bizarre, like how the whole thing, even came about, because for over 10 years of my life I had put stock into Viper, which then became Piper, and then suddenly removed from my environment, brought to the big bad America, and really it was a sink or swim moment, and I really didn't have any other choice but to at least try and keep my head above water and swim. And I really felt like I tried my best to understand Doudrop and make her work, but for me, I'll be thankful to her, because again, I believe everything from the universe is a learning experience, and it's all a necessary thing that we have to go through. But getting Piper back to me was just, I got my identity back. because Piper was always the person that I wanted to be when I was younger. You know, I wasn't allowed to be angry. I wasn't allowed to fight and stand up for myself when I was younger. So Piper was that person that I always hoped I could be, and I hope that like when I know there's a lot of kids who are bigger kids or maybe get picked on and stuff like that. I hope that when they see Piper, she makes them feel like they can stand up for themselves as well. And it was kind of like the antithesis of all of that. Like, I got to stand up for myself again. I got to be Piper. So that was how that felt like for me.
That's really cool, and I love that you just sort of told us that story. And actually, Mex and I were talking earlier, and I had a bit of a moment with Shawn Michaels this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And I got to tell him that he was a hero of mine growing up, and you know, ginger hair. I was bullied at school, and I was walking to school one day, and I was like, be more like Shawn, like have that confidence. And so what you're saying is a real thing. So for you to sort of have that confidence now and be the character you want to be, it's such an important part of this, right?
It really is. You know, the fans can always tell when something's not authentic.
Yes.
And if it's not coming from the heart, it just doesn't resonate the same. So to know that I'm standing there fully authentic, fully in my groove, giving them my all and showing them my heart, that's very important to me. Very important to me.
Absolutely.
I think you've done a terrific job with Doudrop, if I'm being completely honest.
Thank you.
And
do you know what's a shame? I kind of just like, because there wasn't really a whole lot of help in understanding it. It was just, your name's Doudrop now. I was like, okay, what's the character? Nothing. Okay.
Wow.
So I didn't really, I feel like I eventually just got a hold of like, oh, she's bubbly and she's poppy and she's adult JoJo Siwa. Cool, got it. And then it went, just kidding, you're going to be a bad guy now. And I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you're recovering right now, couple of weeks out. Recently, we had the announcement of Clash at the Castle in your home country of Scotland. What does that announcement mean, and what's that kind of motivation now to, you know, be very present at that show?
Main event against Rhea Ripley is what it means.
Why
surely.
not?
Come on.
Why not? Why not? I don't know if you know this, but Rhea and myself had some absolute bangers back in the day, and I think it's time to run it back.
NXT UK?
Mm-hmm, we sure did. But this announcement was very satisfying for me, because the people of Scotland have deserved this for such a long time. Without the British boom, it's my belief that there probably wouldn't have been an NXT UK, and Scotland was a massive part of that boom. Scotland was a huge part of that boom. Most of the people that I've met by chance here this week are Scottish. There's such a huge fan base in Scotland, and they deserve this. They deserve this. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud for them, and I hope that I'm there for them in that ring, and I hope they'll be cheering for me.
So, with Clash at the Castle coming to Glasgow, it's so exciting. Triple H this weekend in the press conferences has been talking a lot about the creative freedom and the collaborative process that is in place now in WWE. With that in mind, would you feel comfortable, or is this something you've already done, would you say to him, with Clash going to Glasgow, can I be a big part of this? Like, do you talk to him about stories and potential avenues of getting you on the show in a big way?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more freedom with things like that. And you know, like, not even so much that you couldn't do things like that before, but you know, I wasn't very confident before, so I maybe didn't really feel very confident to come up with ideas and go and talk about it. But actually, I was in gorilla position when it came up on the screen that tune in tomorrow for the next Clash in the Castle announcement, and I saw the logo and I went, that's Lion Rampant. And I stuck my head in front of, so, you know, main gorilla positions, Paul, Bruce and William Regal. I stuck my head in front of their monitor and I went, are we going to Scotland? And they went, what? I went, are we going to Scotland? And they went, yeah. And I went, can I come?
Can I come?
Can I come? And Paul went, well, do you know MD? And I went, a few people. So I take that as a verbal contract.
Nice. That is binding.
Yeah, in Scotland, that's legally verbal contract, legally binding in Scotland. That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And I love that's your creative pitch. Can I come? It is going to be an extraordinary time. Just to wrap it up, here we are at the WWE 2K24 booth here at WWE World. Are you a big gamer? Have you played the game? What do you think of it?
I think it's amazing. I absolutely love that we can now throw stuff.
Yeah, amazing.
I do love the game, but it stresses me out sometimes because I'm a bit of a button basher. I'm not a very good learner, so sometimes I'm like, you just suplexed her, don't put her in a wrist lock for God's sake. Where's her psychology?
Sequences.
This is a comeback, get up.
Okay, so finally, just to wrap things up, what is next? In fact, on the theme of 2K24, finish your story. If you could finish your story, if you could write a final chapter, what does that kind of dream ending, and obviously it's going to be a long way away, but what does the dream ending look like for you and your career?
And my career, dang, geez, I'm just getting started. Woofed.
Like if you had to walk away, when would you be able to walk away happy?
I would be able to walk away happy if I got my WrestleMania moment with Alba Fire.
Oh, nice.
Because we are destined to do this dance together for the rest of our lives. You know, whether beside each other, whether against each other, she brings out the best in me. I feel like I bring out the best in her, and it would just be a really full circle moment for us to have our WrestleMania moment together.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we'll see you in Glasgow.
Yeah, see you guys there. Drinks on. No, I was going to say drinks on me. No.
That's legally binding. You said it now. Drinks on Piper Niven in Glasgow. Cannot wait.
I'm a champion!